Hello, welcome. This is episode 63 of So Well Spoken. I'm Moris. With me is Angelus.
Yo.
And Mike.
What's up?
So first things first, it's the New Year's 2019. Mike, how was your New Year's?
It's been excellent. Extravagant, really. It's
Phenomenal. All the adjectives.
Yeah.
What has made it phenomenal for you, Mike?
Meeting the right people, money in my pocket, a Christmas check. I don't know. It's just feeling like a good month. So I'm just chilling, relaxing, not to stress about nothing at the moment. I'm just enjoying my little time. And I had like a vacation when I came before the New Year, so it was like I came in with the right energy.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Angelus, how was your New Year's?
New Year's is amazing, man. I can't complain at all. Hung out with some amazing people. Like Mike, got some money. You know, that always makes things good. Bought some things that I didn't need, but I wanted, and I still got money left over. We're 9 days into the new year. Shit's going right, you know. Shit's going right in all avenues of my life. I'm feeling good. This is gonna be my year.
Oh, the optimism of a new year.
Whew, it's the best, isn't it?
Everyone's drunk on it right now.
Yeah, in about 3 podcasts, this will definitely go back to normal.
Holy shit.
What about you, Moris? How's New Year's treating you?
My New Year's was also good. I came back from a vacation like Mike. I went to San Francisco for the first time. It was pretty cool. And I have just personal stuff going on that I'm working on that's exciting, that I hope doesn't fall apart before the end of this year. But I'm trying to keep this energy going, this optimism.
Yeah.
Because the year just started and there's a lot of possibilities for how it's going to go.
Right.
But so far, so good.
All right. I'm glad everybody's pretty much on the same wave. That's good. Let's start the podcast with some positivity for once.
I know it feels nice. But
see, don't do this.
The government is still shut down.
Still.
Yeah.
As of this recording.
Yeah, man, it's rough out here, especially for those looking for those federal checks, man. They've literally been working for no pay at all. Do they get it like a lump sum once everything pops back up, or just they don't get it furloughed or anything? Or
it depends on how long it's been out. It's supposed to be a lump sum, but they might have to spread it out over a couple checks. That's how it was when I worked for the state when we got furloughed. So I don't know how the federal government does it.
Damn.
Oh, there was a report earlier this week that the current White House administration did not fully comprehend the breadth of the ramifications of shutting down the government.
Yeah, you could tell that pretty quickly.
The thing we hear the most is government workers aren't getting paid.
Right.
And yeah, you could tell, dude. Like I was going through TSA while they were not getting paid, but having to show up for work, and everyone was pissed. And completely understandable. Like I feel for them, you know. I could empathize for you. Like you have to show up to this whack ass job, and you're not like you're going broke. Like you haven't been paid since the end of December. The tension in the air was palpable.
Literally working for free. Republicans swear, you know, they hate about universal health care. This idea that doctors have to work for free, and they're literally making people work for free, and they're like completely fine with it.
There was a NPR article written by David Shaper of NPR Chicago, where he profiled the wife of a TSA agent, where she says that her husband, he received his last check as of December 28th. And they're now at the point where she says, our rent is due, our electric bill's due, our cell phones are past due. And she's scared that they're going to lose their house.
Jeez.
Yeah, she credits the TSA job for helping them claw out of poverty, and now she's scared of all the headway that they've made these last few years being taken away because he's working but not getting paid to work.
Yeah,
that's why.
Janice Casey, who is the Chicago chapter of the American Federation of Government Employees, who represents the TSA employees, went on record saying a lot of their officers live paycheck to paycheck, as is pretty much the new normal in America for everyone.
Yeah, 70%.
And she notes that they are among the lowest paid federal employees, who make between $36,000 and $43,000 a year, and their entry level pay being about 20 something. And this is we've heard a lot about government employees not getting paychecks, but this thing is so huge. It's not only the TSA who you could argue their effectiveness or their their utility of their job. But that's also includes air traffic controllers who, if they're not on their game, like if they're not focused on their job, people could get hurt.
Right.
And so now we're getting into that territory where how aware can you be at work when you're worried about your car getting repossessed or getting kicked out of your house? Like it's difficult to focus on something that demands so much of your attention when you're personally being put through the ringer for what many people believe is no fucking reason other than for the president to try and better his hand for his negotiation.
Right. Yeah, it's whack as hell. It's trash because like people just can't live. Literally, the whole point of the federal job is that federal cushion. You know, that's why those jobs are really good. The idea of not being able to get my check for because some asshole in office wants to build a wall or whatever, I would just be incensed, like just irritated. That would just piss me off. Like you're fucking my livelihood because you want to be racist. You know, that's it's only hurting the people he's supposed to be helping. So it's dumb.
It's very dumb. The thing that people don't, I think the average American doesn't really understand the ramifications of even a partial government shutdown as far as like how it interacts with their daily lives. You know, with this partial shutdown, the IRS is shut down. You don't get your tax return. Congratulations. USDA is shut down. Nobody's checking for food, for quality or anything like that. So congratulations on your E. coli. Gang. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many, like, even I'm almost positive that the our financial sector of the federal government is shut down too. So the world banking is like the American bank is kind of basically at a standstill right now, and it's only going to get worse as the weeks go on. And people, like right now, for many Americans, they don't feel it, but guarantee within the next couple of weeks when they're trying to apply for that tax return check and shit don't come their way, they're gonna be like, oh, what the hell? Like, well, you can thank your president for that because that will be the exact reason why you don't get your tax return, bro. And if your son or daughter gets E. coli, that can be put on the president too. So it's about to be fun. It's about to be a really fun ride.
What's that ice cream that they love in Texas that keeps coming back with Listeria? Yeah, I think that's it. Because that's one of the things they're no longer checking for at the moment at the FDA. So Bluebell fans, be careful. And it also includes the offices that monitor environmental pollutants.
Mm-hmm.
So that data is currently just not being traced by any federal body. And national park services have ended.
SNAP is drying up for people who are unemployment. If they've already run through their state benefits, federal benefits are going to be shutting off soon. It's people about to get jammed up.
A congressperson, I forget which one, pointed out that the WIC program is also vulnerable to this.
Yeah, WIC as well. TANF, SNAP.
So the most vulnerable among us are about to get hurt the worst.
As usual.
And that includes a large constituency in the South that votes red.
It's usually always the case. But nah, vote against your best interest. Well, no, what? I don't know if you guys saw that report where they say that the guy that this I think it was like some Florida hurricane victim was like, I was voted for Trump because I wanted to hurt the people, hurt certain group of people, not us. And I was like,
yeah, he's hurting the wrong people. It's been the conservative ideology since 1776 and before that.
So, yeah, I mean, those people I don't to feel too sorry for outside of the kids and stuff in those situations and stuff like that. But yeah,
the wise words of Michael Jordan.
I say outside of the kids, outside of the kids.
I'm just saying the wise words of Michael Jordan. New year, new me.
And the Trump address that was aired on TV.
I did not watch it.
It was like 11 minutes long, or it was pretty short, and it wasn't very persuasive. And it was the same. It was what you expected. He tried to make it sound as if immigrants were like vermin entering this country and just like wrecking havoc. And he tried to paint this picture by telling anecdotes of people who were assaulted or killed by immigrants, as fuel for his argument that it's a national crisis, even though immigrants commit crime at a way lower level than actual citizens. So, and on top of that, he tried to invoke a war on drugs angle as well by saying a bunch of illegal drugs, including fentanyl, gets snuck into the border. But what he doesn't talk about is a lot of the times those illegal drugs are smuggled by corrupt border officials, and cracking down on that would dramatically reduce the amount of drugs coming in the border. But that's not what he actually wants. What he's trying to accomplish is a white ethno state, because Stephen Miller is not fucking slick. But they're doing it in this way that Republicans have casually been doing it. So it's very easy to slide it in front of America and them not to know the difference.
Same old shit, different day.
You know, like you said earlier, Mike, the shutdown of the government is doing the things that he says we need border security to prevent.
Right.
Like we're very, a lot of bad shit could happen right now. Like our defenses are kind of down.
Yeah. So it's like you're just inviting shit to happen.
Needlessly, like for no real reason. And someone else has pointed out, even if he got the wall today, we're like 10 years removed from the wall being completed if we started like ASAP.
And it's the government. That shit not gonna start no time soon, bro.
Yeah, so like this quote unquote crisis at the border, if they really cared, there are much more pragmatic ways of going about ending the things they want to end. But that's not what they really want to end here.
Yeah. Well, this is a bunch of bullshit anyways. Let's hopefully 2019 we start to see some rumblings of a decent candidate for next year.
Oh, we're so fucked. Oh man, candidates, Democratic candidates. We got Joe Biden, who's right to Hillary and Obama. Everybody's favorite uncle.
Why won't people say that more often?
That's the thing that like fucking blows my mind. Like people are like, "Oh, Hillary's too conservative. She's too central." Joe Biden though, he'd be awesome. Like, bitch, what? You for real? Like Joe fucking Biden? That nigga's to the right of everybody on damn near everything, my nigga. Like,
he's
fuck out of
personality at this point. Like most of these guys.
He definitely is. Uncle Joe. Like, great. We got this dude who might be a fucking creeper and or a pedophile, but to run for president. This is a lot, man.
His voting record should be enough to not want him as a president.
You would think
nobody knows that shit though. Facts don't matter. Uncle Joe.
They've never mattered.
Like he was for the war on drugs. He voted against same-sex marriage. He voted for the war in Iraq. Yeah. He deregulated the banking industry.
Yes.
Yeah. Like he has a laundry list of horrible policy decisions that he has made. And they are in line with the Republican idea of what a president should do. So, like, when people say Joe Biden's a Democrat, he's a Democrat
in a loose sense.
Yeah, like in name only. Like he still gets invited to the parties, but he probably shouldn't be.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm tired of old white dudes as candidates anyway. So I don't.
Basically.
I'm just tired of it. Blah.
I'm so fatigued by it that Beto, a young white guy, is like a little refreshing.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like because I'm already hearing Bernie talking about he was trying to run again too, and I was like, no.
Dude, Bernie still hasn't even released his taxes. Like he needs to shut all the way the fuck up already. No, he released partial taxes from like 1 year, and his wife was involved with some shady shit, and like he needs to clear the air, and he hasn't.
He's doing that old American motto, man. If you ignore it, it goes away.
Well, people still swear by him too.
And then all those candidates, he runs against Democratic candidates for no real apparent reason. Yeah. He's a little suspicious.
But remember, he marched with MLK, so you don't vote for him, you're a communist or something like that. But this government shutdown is probably going to get worse before it gets better. Hopefully the Democrats don't cave in, because if they cave in, we are pretty much fucked, because it basically sends a message to Republicans. You want something, hold the government hostage. You can get it. But one thing I actually would really like to see, because I think this will prevent further government shutdowns, is if the government shuts down even partially, all them niggas don't get a check either. Because it blows my mind that they still get paid Well, everybody else is sitting here twiddling their thumbs like, yo, when my next check coming, rent's due. Like, nah, y'all don't get paid either. Fuck all that noise. Nobody gets paid. Guarantee we'll see a lot less government shutdowns. And while we're on the subject, I still think that everybody in Congress needs to be on the exact same health insurance plan as the average American. None of this special, all-inclusive shit that they get. Nah. Because I can't be having y'all vote for my health care when y'all get the best shit available. No, y'all be on the exact same markets as the rest of us, paying your damn $500 a month on some shitty healthcare with a highest deductible. Y'all need that shit too.
Yeah, and their kids should be in public school.
Yeah, I guarantee you, as that shit kicked in, we have some Medicaid for all so quick.
How many Republicans have been like on the mend and tried to take away healthcare from people?
All of them.
Like it happens like every time the topic comes up. Like, oh, he just broke his leg or whatever.
It's like, well, that's his choice. That's the freedom you have. What does that even mean, nigga? Like, oh man.
Like, I might run for Congress just for the fucking healthcare. I might get my shit together.
Shit, I might try it too. I ain't gonna pass shit. I'm just
just chill.
I'm coming there every day, just chilling. Like, people might hate my ass because I'm definitely gonna fucking just coast. Like, you're not helping us. Like, man, look, I'm not trying to get fired from this position, bro. I'm not trying to get voted out. You know what I'm saying? I got some great health care. I get paid hundreds of thousands a year. I get kickbacks from fucking big corporations. So I'm basically a millionaire. I'm sure.
You could get involved in insider trading without any repercussions.
Exactly. Like, I'm on the board for fucking Microsoft. I'm trying to get on the board for Facebook. Let me just do my thing, fam. God bless America and all the other stuff they say. Love the military. Hoorah.
I think you're ready, Angelus.
I got it, man. I'll just make, like, I'll just say some statements about how the Republicans are bad, but I won't do shit about it, and I won't vote against them. I'll just abstain from all the votes and say I don't have all the facts.
And laugh after you say it. Oh, this happened today. Jeff Bezos.
Oh yeah, he getting a divorce.
He's about to lose half his money.
Which is still a lot of money. Just not as much as he probably would want to keep.
His life will not change at all. He's going from like 130 billion to 60 something billion. He'll be fine.
Well, damn, doesn't that not make him the richest man in the world anymore?
Oh no, third. Humanity. What's in capitalism now?
He's third in line for hell now.
Yeah. But the funny thing is that he probably won't even lose half, most likely, because if he loses half, it dilutes his shares in Amazon. He'll no longer own it. And I doubt his shareholders will allow that. So they'll probably work something out with his wife so that he gets to keep like 100 billion, and she only takes 30 billion. And the funny thing is, I've seen so many dudes like, oh my God, this is not fair to Jeff Bezos. I'm like, what the fuck? He wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire and your kids were sick, bro. He'd laugh at you. Like, why are you coming to the defense of a billionaire? That's so weird. It's like the weirdest thing that America does.
And he's getting divorced because he cheated on his wife. He could have prevented this from happening, it sounds.
Nah, he gonna plead it was an accident.
Slip and fell. And it was his friend's wife.
Whoa. Damn.
You didn't hear that, Mike?
No.
I didn't hear that shit.
The Jeff Bezos story sounds like it's like some D-list celebrity on Gossip.
Yeah, it's a D-list celebrity on Gossip and a episode of something on CBS or some shit like that. That the fuck? All right.
And speaking of rich cheaters, the Kevin Hart saga continues.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The Oscars announced that they're officially not going to have a host.
I mean,
so what? They just like walk up and get their awards.
Well, the host of the Oscars doesn't even really do anything important.
Yeah.
They tell some jokes and they introduce the introducers.
Yeah.
So introducers will just come on, read the little speech, announce the winner. The winner picks it up, and then the next introducer comes on like a conveyor belt.
Yeah.
The way it should be, honestly.
Yeah. That's probably the best way to do it.
Like, that show is already like 3 to 4 hours long every year.
That's true.
They just wanted somebody to get off all their Black Panther jokes. So, yeah, already.
I know they can't put Jimmy Kimmel up there with the same material.
But that was on Kevin. All you had to do was apologize.
And he actually did well. He
apologized
went on
after.
his Sirius XM channel or whatever, his satellite radio show, and he did do like a more genuine apology where he addressed the reality that the words he used bring up painful memories for some people. But then he went on Good Morning America afterward, and he just doubled down on his fake story that he told Ellen about the series of events, saying how he addressed it in '08 when he didn't. And he said that he thought going on Ellen was addressing it, and obviously anyone with a brain knows that's not how you address these sort of things. And he said, to me, it shows me there's no ending. I'm not addressing it anymore.
I mean, that's on him if you don't want to address it no more. But all that does is like just show that you double down and you don't really give a fuck. So, okay. The people that don't like you already don't like you, and the people that's going to root for you is going to root for you. But just know that from now on, that's going to be in your corner. It could have been mitigated, but nah, you want to be an ass and be stubborn. Because this is the thing, though, about it, though. Don Lemon gave him the perfect opportunity to fucking fix everything. Don Lemon really just sat there and was just like, hey, look, you can be an ally. This is your opportunity to really just really apologize and to understand what's going on and to really work towards redeeming your image. That's basically what he was kind of saying that in that first call out. And the fact that he didn't take that just means that there was no hope for this. Because the way Don Lemon was talking about on the follow up, he was just like, Kevin was like, we had a long conversation. We can't really talk about the specifics, but the way it sounded like it's just like he sees himself as a victim. And if you see yourself as a victim in situations where you're wrong, then there's really no hope. I just kind of hate the thing that still pisses me off more than anything is just like the defense. I just feel like people don't understand celebrity enough, and because of course they're not celebrities, but we've seen what stuff like this does to celebrities over time or whatever, and sometimes it doesn't matter, sometimes it does, but so especially for like black celebs and stuff like that, you don't need shit like this because it's a lot easier for you to fall from grace or whatever than anything else. So it's like you're not helping your case by doing this, and I don't really give a fuck about Kevin Hart anymore at this point. So, and enjoy making you like Jumanji 2 and shit, and Ride Along 4 with NWA.
Yeah, basically.
So who's winning an Oscar this year? Green Book. I have not seen that movie, and I do not want to see that movie at all.
Just thinking about that movie upsets me.
So apparently, Mahershala Ali called the family or whatever and apologized and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the other group of people didn't, because he said he didn't know that there was anybody to contact. Yeah, he said if he would have known, he probably would have done a better job at portraying the character a lot better. And he apologized, but so they answered that call. And I guess they're cool or whatever. But the other guy, the writer, and like the whoever the driver guy was, white guy, or whatever, they tried to call and they never picked up. He was like, "Fuck you."
The white actor Viggo Mortensen, during the press tour of it, he dropped an N-bomb.
Whoa!
Yeah,
it wasn't like he was calling anyone it. He was like referring to it. And afterward, he apologized and said he's never going to say the word again.
Sure.
But he did say it during the press tour.
Apparently, like the producer or whatever is like an Islamic phobe. So it's like Islamophobe. So it's like, dude, the whole production is just fucked up.
It's the whole reason you can't separate art from the artist.
You really can't.
Because many times the art is the artist.
Yep.
And you could see that in this movie. You could see these people's attitudes towards the subject matter.
Especially when you analyze, music.
I'm staying away from that one. Stay away from that one. Not because I disagree, but I'm just staying away from that one. That'll be a whole hour conversation.
Let's talk about the Green Book itself. The Green Book was a travel guide for African Americans during the time of the automobile explosion, when everyone in the middle class was trying to buy a car and travel the country. This occurred during the Jim Crow era. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of southern cities that you wouldn't want to travel through, or you would even be able to travel through without threats of violence. So this man named Victor H. Green, who was a postal carrier in Harlem, he started putting together what he called his Green Book in 1936 as a guide for people to get through Harlem. And it included Black owned businesses and businesses that were friendly to non-white customers. And the whole point was to allow Black Americans to be able to see the country or visit family in different states without so much fear of not being able to stay at a hotel or not be able to get a meal when you need it.
Right.
And to avoid what were known as sundown towns.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who don't know, sundown towns...
Better have your ass up before sundown, bro.
It's a synonym for whites only.
Yeah.
So these sundown towns didn't have hotels or restaurants that would accommodate non-white people after sundown. And a lot of the times not during sunrise either. And these weren't just like middle of nowhere towns that called themselves sundown towns. There were large suburbs throughout America that abide by this rule, including places like Glendale, California, which had a 60,000 population at the time, Levittown, New York, Warren, Michigan, and over half of the incorporated communities in Illinois were sundown towns. So actually, I was reading the wiki for this, and they said the slogan for Anna, Illinois, which had violently expelled its African-American population in 1909.
Violently expelled? That, oh.
Yeah, they say it so nicely. Had an unofficial slogan of "Ain't no N-words allowed." That was their town slogan.
Wow.
So you see, during this extremely racist era of American history, how important something like the Green Book was. And it's really upsetting to see, because in this film, in Green Book, he's given that guide by his manager or something. And to see it portrayed in a movie that's such a pile of shit in so many different ways, it's really heartbreaking, because this is like a piece of American history that people really shouldn't forget. And they didn't do it nearly justice.
Definitely didn't. And they made the white dude like they were friends in real life. He was not. They were not friends.
Oh, it was an employee-employee relationship.
Yeah, they made it seem like the white dude just taught Mahershala Ali's character all this shit.
Fried chicken.
And just like, hey man, like I'm teaching you how. He basically taught him how to be Black, and I was just like, bruh, this movie. Whoever was responsible for this movie, the writing, the director, everybody who told Ali he should take this movie, they all need to catch the fade. All of them. Put him on a train track, like it's
on
a terrible
train track, the old school black and white films and stuff.
Twirl your mustache.
This is a really bad movie through and through. Like there's no redeeming quality about it at all.
As soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm good. But then even like the optics of the movies, like I'm so tired of the whole like white people can be good too, like narrative or whatever.
Yeah, they do that. They always inject that shit. Like every movie ever is always this. Like that was the one sour point of I was seeing the movie with Taraji and the astronaut movie.
Oh, Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures. Yeah, like a lot of things that happened in that didn't happen in real life. They just did to make Kevin Costner's white character seem like this benevolent guy who didn't see racism and shit like that. And it was like, his actual character was kind of a dick in real life too towards the women, but can't have that. Always gotta have that one white guy who's just, he gets it. The ally.
You could actually on Amazon still buy copies of the Green Book.
Oh, really?
They made them from 1940 till 1963 when they passed the Civil Rights Act, making it illegal to do what white people love to do. You could get the Kindle version for like $2. If you're a history buff and that sort of thing interests you, it's pretty cheap. And there's also, if you Google Green Book Project, there's a few people trying to like reconstruct where some of these places were and trying to find if they're still in business and what happened to them. I believe there's a couple spots in LA that some people are trying to make into historical landmarks.
Yeah.
So you guys didn't think you were going to learn on the podcast, did you?
No.
Morris, man, I learn every time we have this podcast, man.
It's a very educational podcast, really.
It really is.
We need an NPR promotion or something.
Remember that time NPR tried to steal our show title?
Oh,
yeah.
don't think they're going to be helping us, Mike.
I forgot all about that shit.
Yeah, that was a thing. Oh, never mind, man. Shot that down. We need some sponsors. If anybody wants to donate $1 to the so spoken Patreon,
digital panhandling.
$1? What the fuck?
What's $1 gonna do?
You gotta start small.
If everyone who downloads this podcast gave us $1, it would not be enough, Mike. We need to cultivate a more high-end listener. We need hedge fund managers listening to the podcast.
Well, I don't think we're gonna get that.
This is a very anti-capitalist podcast. So I don't know if that's gonna work.
It's a very anti-white guy podcast. That alone, it's gonna scare a lot of them away. They're gonna want us to change the tone of our podcast.
We'll have one more last bit of culture to talk about. There was an archaeology discovery made in Mexico this past week. Mexico's National Institute of Anthropology and History. We're discussing the discovery of the first temple of the Flayed Lord,
Whoa.
which is a pre-Hispanic fertility god depicted as a skinned human corpse.
Oh, okay, cool.
Wow.
All right.
The experts found 2 skull-like stone carvings and a stone trunk depicting the god. I don't know how it's pronounced. I think it's Ixpe Totec.
Sure.
And this figure had an extra hand dangling off his arm, suggesting that the god was wearing the skin of a sacrificial victim.
Ooh.
Priests who worshipped Totec by skinning human victims and then donning their skin. The ritual was seen as a way to ensure fertility and regeneration.
Sound like a lovely deity, you know? Just wanted a sacrifice or 2 a week or a month.
So this was, they think, built and maintained sometime between 1000 AD and 1260 AD, and that these people were eventually conquered by the Aztecs. But there you go. There's some more culture for you.
That's some script ideas. Mm-hmm. Anything else?
So, is there anything else that we like to talk about, guys? Anything in the music scene? Documentaries?
Roscoe Dash released a 72 song album. I was like, ooh, Roscoe Dash released a track. Let me scroll through and see what's on here. And I just kept scrolling, kept scrolling, and kept scrolling, and kept scrolling. And I was like, okay, I'm not listening to this.
Did it have any features?
I didn't see because I just kept scrolling.
Who the fuck would want to feature that? That sounds like a really bad career move for anybody.
I'm just curious, like, who's still willing to work on music with Roscoe Dash?
Who wants to ride on the Roscoe hype train? Like, oh, yo, you can definitely come back, bro. You can definitely come back. You was running shit for a hot second. You were never running shit.
He had the opportunity to. I will say that.
Did he?
Yeah.
Isn't he driving Uber now?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like,
that's what they said.
Do you?
He did.
Hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do to keep the lights on, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
no shame in driving Uber.
I drove Lyft for a year, so I mean, it's all good.
Unless you used to be a multi-millionaire off of music, and then somehow you lost it all, so now you gotta drive an Uber because you fucked up.
He should still be getting money royalties from All the Way Turned Up because they still played it. They actually played a Travis Porter version, so never mind.
But I feel like there's more artists that we can be talking about right now. You know, I feel like
I already said I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. Y'all can go ahead.
I'm just saying, I'm just talking in the general sense. I'm not talking about anybody in particular just yet. I'm just saying I've heard some rumors on the news about a certain artist who might be in a little bit of trouble because of a documentary that has released. And people are starting to realize that maybe the songs that he was singing had different meanings to them, you know?
You talking about the guy who married a 15-year-old?
Yes, that's the guy. He married a 15-year-old, was probably dating her when she was like 13. You can see him on her album cover for her first album called Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, which is really creepy when you think about it, for more than 0.1 second. This artist's name was Aaliyah, by the way. So
rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
And
Beautiful
the
soul.
other artist shall not be named.
Redacted.
Robert Child Diddling Kelly.
Redacted.
The fucking child diddling piece of shit who we've all been saying is a big piece of shit for the last feels like fucking 2 decades, and nobody's been listening because like, oh, I still want to step in the name of love, but now you got to question what the fuck does he mean by step in the name of love? Because all his other songs, you got to sit there and like, wow, nigga, you talking about kids. I hope you die a horrible death, you piece of shit, and nobody comes to your funeral. That guy.
SoWellSpoken.com has been updated.
Thank you.
We all have very strong negative opinions of R. Kelly. And we have gone over these negative opinions of R. Kelly, which aren't based on anything other than the fact that he molests and is predatory to young and older women, it seems.
He's just a big pile of piece of shit with no redeeming qualities. If you like his music, that's cool. He's still a piece of shit and he needs to just go away. Preferably die, but that's just me and I'm a little bit more extreme. So prison for life without parole is just as good.
And then you can listen to his music and not ever wonder if it's enriching him or not. Everyone rents. We could start listening to Bump and Grind again.
Can you though? Because you don't know
that one specifically. I don't know.
Yeah,
you're right. Never mind.
Just saying.
I take it back.
I mean, even that Keith Sweat lyric is kind of suspect now. You know the one.
Which one? Tell us. Not all of us are Keith Sweat fans like that.
You may be young, but you're ready. I heard the other day. I was like,
I mean, that was always kind of suspect, man. When you think about it.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Keith made that. He was like 20 something. So it's like, how young are you talking? Like, you can't go too low here, Keith. You're pretty young yourself when you made the song. But all the R. Kelly songs are pretty suspect when you think about them now. All of your parents' favorite jams, boys and girls. What's that one song he got? Seems Like You Ready. Girl, I Know You Ready. Man, it's pretty suspect because it's probably talking about a child. The song he wrote for Michael Jackson, it's pretty suspect too.
I didn't even know he wrote a song for Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And these Drake headlines are adding up.
Look, let's not definitely talk about that. I haven't parsed my feelings.
But we won't go there. That's all I'll say on that.
Yeah.
You Are Not Alone, by the way. It's the R. Kelly song that he wrote for Michael Jackson.
Oh, man, that's a good one, too.
Yeah, he wrote it apparently for a girl who had a miscarriage, who was underage, and his parents would not let him see her. So he was writing it to say, "You're not alone."
All right, SoWellSpoken.com.
Yep.
At SoWellSpokenPod on Facebook, IG, and Twitter.
Yeah, and Drake's pretty creepy too. Might as well say that. Whew. Everybody's favorites going down.
I just need to make my own music. At least I got some freestyles on SoundCloud. I'll just listen to those.
I'm gonna listen to some Beyonce.
Beyonce never married a 15-year-old.
But her husband, never mind.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm listening to Beyonce, not Jay-Z.
I know, but it's still kind of.
It's not.
It's still weird.
It's really not. It's really not.
I'm just gonna go listen to Solange's album to play it extra safe.
There you go.
So I'll let everybody know in the Beehive know that it's Mike saying all those things. So when y'all want to destroy his Twitter account, go for it. I, on the other hand, am a Beyonce fan.
Oh wow, okay. I mean, I'm a Beyonce fan too. I think the relationship is founded on some.
He's not at all.
I think the relationship's founded on some creepy stuff, man.
I mean, the relationship definitely was. I'm pretty sure every Beyonce fan is going to say that Jay-Z is a freaking creeper. But I'm listening to Beyonce's albums. I don't care about Jay-Z. I can't even listen to his shit anyway because iTunes is a piece of shit. But listen to Beyonce.
You said with the site has a new redesign, Moris. Yeah, the site has a new redesign.
Not really.
Okay. I was trying to talk it up. But okay.
I'm really just upset you just blatantly lied on the podcast.
No, I streamlined the site. It's not really updated. It's easier to use, I think, now.
Just blatant lies on some smoking podcast.
I wouldn't lie to our lovely listeners like that, as long as they made it all the way to this point in the podcast.
So, Angelus, when we getting those shirts, man?
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about all of that. Soon.
One day.
It's gonna happen.
If I'm going to Evo, I need on the shirt, dog. I need. If I'm on,
it'll be there before Evo.
Okay. All right.
See you guys next time.
Yep.